Welcome back. Married songwriting power couple Kristen Anderson-Lopez and Robert Lopez are nominated for a 2018 Tony Award for creating the score for Disney's Frozen. The pair recently sat down at the piano in our studio to take us through what it was like to bring their Oscar-winning film to the Broadway stage.
They called me in Disney Animation and pitched me this story, and they showed me these images of two young girls, sisters, and the older one was doing all this magic and the little one was just in awe. I just thought Kristen's gonna love this and we have to do it together.
We had a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old when we started, and when you asked the 2-year-old what she wanted to be when she grew up, she would just say, I want to be Katie. And meanwhile, the 6-year-old was like slamming the door and saying, get out! Get out, Annie! So we were writing that. See the pain of the 2-year-old just going, do you want to build a snowman?
The duo first locked eyes back in 1999 at the BMI Lehman Engel Musical Theater Workshop, a program known as a training ground for Broadway songwriters.
Bobby and Jeff Marks came in and sang 2 songs from Avenue Q. And it was the minute Bobby walked in the room with his shiny floppy hair, and I was like, I think I'm gonna marry that guy. I really kind of had a love at first sight or lust at first sight kind of moment with him.
She was the only one at that time because I was living with my parents, was writing this puppet musical, and had 0 prospects.
Because everyone else's boyfriend at least could pay for pizza. The first song that stuck really was Let It Go. I was jogging around the park listening to Sarah Bareilles and Alanis Morissette and Adele. Bobby was still listening to Sondheim. But I was able to take off my earbud and say, listen to Sarah Bareilles. Isn't that cool?
Because we knew we had to get the character from the girl with a secret, who's very straight A, buttoned up, prim and proper, to the Snow Queen, whose powers have all come out, the secret's out.
At the time, she was a villain. Hence the line, let the storm rage on, because she was gonna come down the mountain and kill the whole village with her snow people. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. That's the toddler's favorite line. I dare come to a matinee and watch 60 kids go, cold never bothered me anyway.
Let It Go won the pair an Oscar in 2014, but turning the hit film into a full-fledged musical sent them back to the drawing board.
We only wrote 7 songs for the movie, but we wrote 23 songs for the Broadway show. What Do You Know About Love was one that I was really excited to write. Anna's philosophy, she's that girl who was raised on the Disney princess stories of someday my prince will come and he will kiss me and everything will be solved. And a very practical guy who climbs a mountain for a living, doesn't like people that much. And what's fun is that in the course of the musical, they grow, they affect each other and change each other.
Scaling, scrambling, and too many steps are counted, and the work doesn't stop.
Maybe for you.
Love's not an easy climb, you have to take your time.
Get a whole life, that's the plan.
It's not a plan. Love's not a thing you get, it's work and tears and sweat.
So says a sweaty, smelly mountain man.
Oh, what do you know about love? What do you know about love? We had read this article recently in I think it was the New York Times about the Danish concept, Scandinavian decor concept of hygge, the idea of coziness, being together.
We knew that we could have this opportunity for a fun charm song.
On YouTube, we found these 2 people talking about it. Okay, the Danish word of the day is hygge. Hygge, 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 hygge. We're like, all right, that's it.
That's it. There's the song.
Hygge means comfortable. Hygge means cozy. Hygge means sitting by the fire with your cheeks all rosy. Hygge, 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 hyggely, 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 hyggely. I will translate more.
And scene.
The backstory of Snow Queen Elsa was expanded with the help of a new Act 1 power ballad.
Dangerous to Dream, I think, was the first thing we wrote for the Broadway musical. It's basically an I want song for somebody who's not allowed to want something. Here on the edge of the abyss, myself, close the walls, put up my guard. I practice every single day for this, so why is it so hard? We would be nuts if we didn't say we're incredibly grateful to be here. I'm also really grateful that I met him and had this opportunity to work with my favorite Broadway composer.
It's so much fun, and it's so fulfilling to get to build these things.
It is. We do remind ourselves every once in a while when the stress gets high. There's just that minute where we go, this is what we used to do on our dates. This is what we do for fun, and we do it for free. So